Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we do. It is a beautiful Saturday, July the 22nd, 2023. Man, this year going by so fast. Thought it was just January, but it's hot. It's hot everywhere you go. So don't pay attention to the heat. Make sure you continue to hydrate yourself. I got some water somewhere around here. Nope. Uh, no sponsorship by Walmart, but I do have some water somewhere around here. Make sure you stay hydrated out in this hot, cool, this hot heat. It's hot, and it continue to be hot if you're out enjoying summer vacation, spending time with the family, out summer workouts. Like I told some of my former players when I was coaching football, championships are not won throughout the season. Championships are won off season when you're working out, where you spending your time in this hot sun. This heat is just ridiculous. I don't remember anything like this when I was playing sport. Like, man, we survived this, but hey, it's almost 100 degrees somewhere and 100 plus somewhere else. But definitely stay hydrated, take care of yourself, take some breaks in between. I know I've had some old school coaches saying you don't need breaks, you're going to work out this period of time and call it a day. So, but coaches, be respectful of the guys. These kids, excuse me, these student athletes are not like how they were when we were coming up. So give them some breaks and we're in between there and all that good stuff. But we're here live at Broad Street Bakery here on I-55 Furnace Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, I know I've done multiple shows here, but I want to give thanks to Jeff Good and Jeff, I can't remember his name, his partner, but for what they do, they allow me to come in here and spend time with you guys and shoot my show. So kudos to you guys, and I really appreciate your support. So I'm definitely going to run across the street to Silent Mookas and get me something to eat. But first, I got to go see my people here at Broad Street Bakery and get me a pastry before I got to leave out. But again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're all about. Now, we're speaking about this heat and stuff. Now, joining me today is somebody that plays athletics, do their competition inside, where they have control of the temperature. They can set it hot, they can set it cold, they can set it in between. So I don't care for that, but hey, it is what it is. But joining me today is a good friend, Coach Nikita Mitchell of the SEBA Pro Women's Basketball Team. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning, everybody.
Don't be upset at me because I said that I don't care for indoor sports. But hey, if there's some type of way to keep yourself cool, go right ahead.
Right.
But you play basketball. Yay!
Definitely.
So I know you're excited about it's hot outside, but you're inside the doors with your sport. So how do you feel about this temperature that is whipping us, and you guys are playing inside?
Well, even with us playing inside the doors, currently right now, SEBA, we're our pro women are undefeated, so we're gonna keep the heat hot with everybody that we keep the temperature high with everybody that we face, and yeah, we're gonna provide some good basketball, a good great game of basketball for our viewers and for the community, and we're just hoping to get everybody out today.
Now I know that the season just gets started. You guys are sitting 2-0. How do you feel about that? No, this is actually you can really say the interim year. To get things started.
Start of year one.
Yeah, start of year, and you guys are starting off 2-0. How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, I am excited. For sure that we've, as far as like our coaching staff, our founder, everybody, we've set the tone that we're striving for excellence in everything that we do. But I'm not going to say that I'm satisfied. I'm not satisfied because there's still a lot of work to be done on the team with individual growth, as well as team growth. But overall, I think we're in a good steady place.
Now, what you're saying that you're not satisfied as a coach, what would satisfy you?
Well, there are always areas where we can get better, or we can be better as far as on that individual side. Because especially with SEBA, we're not just out here playing basketball to provide a good show. We're a platform that's international. We're providing international exposure to our ladies that are participating on the team, so that they could possibly engage and get overseas contracts to basically play the game of basketball and get paid to do it, make it a career. So the part where I'm not so much satisfied is the the willingness to push through when it gets tough. Sometimes we, as players, allow life in different situations to intersect and kind of divert us from our mission and our goal. So, really teaching these younger players how to really find their balance in life and with the sport is where we can definitely. Where I'm definitely hoping that we'll see growth before the end of the season.
Now, kind of explain what SEBA basketball does. I know that it basketball, of course, but it also provide mentorship and also provide the young ladies, and you working with some young men as well, how to be professional in the sport and also how to take care of business outside of sports. So explain to us what SEBA is all about.
All right, so SEBA 1, it stands for South International Basketball Association. As I've already stated, it's an international platform providing exposure for basketball. And that's not only with our pro women, it's also with our younger high school and elementary, middle school age children as well. Now, aside from just working on those basketball skills and drills, we also incorporate character building. We also teach our young ones as far as how to be sociable, how to build their own platforms. Because for our younger ones, they actually have the ability to make their own shirts and then sell these shirts out to their families through their community. So they're actually making their own money, being their own business, being able to manage their finances. We provide all of these things within our organization. It's such a beautiful thing to see because we definitely have some younger babies that come up with some great ideas on their shirts, and so many people buy into it, and we want them to be able to, see how they can make money themselves, how they can be their own bosses. While as well, we focus on, grades. We also partner with an organization that provides tutoring services. Here in the state of Mississippi, we have a lot of children, especially Black children, who are reading below grade level. That service alone kind of targets their reading gaps and help build up from there, which in turn help them in school. Because if you're struggling with reading, you're going to struggle with everything. You're going to struggle in every subject. That also helps build confidence. So we also look at that confidence aspect. So we're not just an organization that just solely focused on basketball. We really want to build the entire person up, the entire child, the entire woman, man, and just help them become successful in every aspect of life and be able to perform regardless.
Now, I know as a former athlete myself, we're faced with many challenges. We're faced with many things that can detour from what we want to do.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been a former athlete yourself. Your main goal was to do what with athletics?
My main goal with athletics, with me, it always starts on mentorship, all the way, first and foremost. For me, I learned a ton of life lessons through the game of basketball. I'm the oldest of four girls. So coming up, it was basketball, but it taught me a lot in terms of how to deal with emotions, how to deal with failure, how to deal with rejection, how to just push through. So definitely on my side, for me, it's the mentorship first, and then the skill is real.
Now, especially working with youth of today, they're faced with you could say that they're faced with so many challenges, especially dealing with social media, dealing with peer pressure, dealing with the mental issue, dealing with just being liked or being disliked. What is something that you feel that SEBA is doing to help those individuals? Because some student athlete or some youth would not go talk to their parents because they feel that their parents are potentially going to scold them, come down on them, but they feel comfortable talking with a coach or a teammate. How is SEBA playing a major part in interacting with young ladies or young men?
SEBA is definitely playing a major part in that. Because one is, like I said, we're really very strategic on who is placed on the staff. We don't want people who are just going to come in and just come in to get exposure per se, or to just have their face seen or out there. We really want people who are aligned with our mission, which is that individual, that player being a person first and building them up. So we really are very strategic about who we bring into the fold, very intentional, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we're dealing with young minds, even with our young women, our young men. And that influence is very important. We don't want to do anything to lead them or astray. We want to help them build up and get better. So we're very strategic on who is brought in. And then applying those Christian world views. A lot of people, a lot of our athletes and things of that nature don't necessarily understand or know how to deal with life issues sometimes. So being able to actually mentor and give them the right direction versus me just giving you direction based off of my emotion, being able to set that aside and say, this is maybe looking at the best route to go. And when you have a problem, how do we break it down and get to a solution rather than letting it break us down? We got to work toward a solution. So we just started at the beginning, making sure we have the right people in place.
Again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Broad Street Bakery talking with Coach Mitchell, the head coach of the Pro Women's SEBA basketball team. Coach, now, and speaking religion, a lot of individuals, they do not care too much about religion, and especially at a younger generation, they see that if you start, you want me to do this, but you going against what you're saying. How does that impact you? Especially, I know everybody's religious background is different. How does that make an impact on how you try to reach the youth and talk with them, and especially dealing with religion?
Truly. For me and for our organization, I can definitely say now we're not pushing or forcing religion on anyone. However, we really want our athletes to understand that it starts with their mind first. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. So regardless of what your religious background is, regardless of what your belief is, you have to have that belief in yourself. You have to have the right mindset to go and get this. There are going to be times where you don't get a drill correct. There are going to be times where you don't do something in the hard. You don't go the hardest. There are going to be days where you wake up and you don't want to get on the court. But you got to be able to adjust your mindset. It starts with your mindset first. So we definitely don't push, the religion out on anybody. But even still, with my mentorship and how I choose to motivate and encourage, I always bring it back to it's going to start with you making up your mind first. You are your biggest enemy. You are your stopper. So definitely getting that mindset together, and always at the end of the day, trying to incorporate and let the ladies know that when you do good, good gonna come back regardless. It's karma, regardless of whether you're religious or not. When you do good, it's gonna come back to you. So just always try to do good.
Now, with the increase of, some say that if somebody does something out of the norm or does something different from what you do, you're crazy. Mental health is becoming a big issue right now with individuals, and some of us don't want to talk about it. That's almost an area that we want to stay away from, because, to be honest with you, we all have mental issues, but we don't want to say, "Hey, I got a mental issue. I'm walking around and I'm crazy." How do you deal with that, especially with again, youth of today, and working with the young ladies, even not just even the youth team, your adult team, your professional ladies team? How do you all handle that with the mental issue?
Well, one, definitely with handling mental issue, we don't choose to sweep it under the rug, especially with our culture. We kind of, and I know growing up, things that for her was, you don't need a therapist, things of that nature. But we're human. We're human. Sometimes things are a bettering our mental health. So we definitely incorporate things that helps us kind of kick back and focus on, hey, what have you done to just enjoy you? What have you done to better your mental health today? But also, it's so important for us to be able to have access to resources and people that can help outside of us. Because understanding, I may not be able to help you with, or help a player with what they're dealing with, but being able to have good people in line, being able to have those resources and say, I know where you can go to get this help. I know where you can go to get the services that you need. I think that's huge. So it's definitely something on our platform that, once again, we aim to provide. It's not just you come in and we expect you to be perfect and not have any issues. No, we're human. We're human. And then they're young, so they're going to experience some things. They're going to have to go through some things. it's life. Life gonna be life in sometimes. So being able to have those people and resources in line to say, hey, when you need this support or when you're dealing, this is where you can go. But we try to incorporate the open door policy. We don't want players to feel like they can't come to us when they're dealing with life, when they're struggling with family, or when they're struggling with work, or when they're struggling with finances, anything. We want them to be able to come to us and share this so that we can honestly provide that family camaraderie outside of your family to say, hey, we care too. We care about your well-being too, so let's get you what you need.
Now, with that, I like we stated that you guys have an open door policy. Like we stated, some individuals are hesitant to go talk to individuals about things that they're dealing with personally, especially at home. Why would I go talk with somebody? Because I know it's an old saying, keep home at home.
Right.
But if you keep it at home, it's going to ball up and it's a potentially going to explode. Just like if you take a unopened soda can, you shake it. There's a lot of issues going on at home, but as soon as you open it up, it explodes. How do you, what's some type of strategy as a coach? No, every time a coach always has some type of strategy or strategically try to get people to open up to individuals. A young lady that you don't know, because you're gonna meet a lot of individuals that you don't know because of is open. You don't go say, hey, I only want players from this particular area. Some people that I know, but you have players come from all over the country to come play. How do you have an individual that do not know who you are open up to you?
This is something that I have definitely learned within my years of teaching and that background with athletic director. And for me, I can honestly say it has not failed me yet, is building relationship first. So I got a new player coming in. I got to get to know them outside of this gym, outside of this court, just like I have to allow them to get to know me as well. And more than just a coach-player aspect, but really it's starting with building a relationship, letting them know that you actually care about them outside of seeing the outcome you want to see. Because for some, it may be, hey, you just want me to come play because you want your team to win. You just want me over here so y'all can keep an undefeated season. No, we want ladies, we want women, we want men, we want children in here because we want y'all to be able to use SEBA to help you be great. That's the outcome. We don't want you to come in to help us be great. We want you to come in so that we can help you. This organization can help you be great. So building the relationship first, and it has not failed me yet with my children, in all ages, is getting to know them first. And once they really tap in and they see that it's coming from a place of genuineness, it's coming from a place of I want you to be better genuinely, that's when the openness starts to come. And when you build a relationship with your players and your students, regardless, that's when you can get them to do the most. They're going to go the hardest when you're at that point. They're not going to want to come in and be very comfortable and relaxed. They're going to give you all that they have because they understand the relationship and they understand how much you care to see them be great, not the opposite.
Now, I know you encounter a lot of coaches from Pee Wee League all the way up to professional level. Who do you kind of mock your game out there of, your coaching tactics out there? Now, I know, like I said, you've seen a lot of coaches.
I have.
And you've seen something a lot of coaches do. It's like, wow, I wouldn't have done that. Wow, I like that one, did it. Who do you feel that you kind of mock your game out there of, your coaching style out there?
Honestly, and it's a name that may not even be known to many, but I can honestly say, and this is such a bizarre coincidence that you even asked, because it was just in reconnection with him a few weeks ago. My old high school coach, and he's been an athletic director at USM. He's been an athletic director at a couple of academies in the Smith County area, going towards that way. And his name is Coach Lopez, and he was a huge influencer during my high school years. And when I graduated and left USM, we lost contact. Him and one of the actual deans at USM were actually the individuals who made it possible for people like me who didn't go to school to be an athletic director to come in through MHSAA and be able to go the alternate route to AD, which is basically taking those classes through MHSAA. They actually wrote up their curriculum, and I was so mind blown and shocked. But he was a huge influencer on during my high school time playing. And the more that I just sit back and think about it, I told him that a couple of weeks ago, is I modeled so much of how he was with me. That sternness, but he was very stern in love. I always knew that it came from a place of genuineness, but he was a great pusher. And he got to know me outside of the court. He got to know the players outside the court, and he showed a genuine interest. And I always was, where is Coach Lopez? I've lost contact with him. I'm trying to find him. I would go back to my old school. I'm like, who knows where Coach Lopez is? And remarkably, he got in contact with my mom over Facebook, and we were able to reconnect and talk. And it was just such a amazing moment because I'm like, he taught me so much, and that was that's the person I definitely have been modeling more. But regardless, at the end of the day, I want players, regardless of who they are, to see God before they see me. So I'm gonna model him first for sure, and just operating in that sense. But for sure, I would say for basketball, everything.
Again, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we do. Again, we're talking with Coach Takeda Mitchell, the head coach of the SEBA Pro Women Basketball Team. We're here live at Broadsheet Bakery, I-55 Furnace Road. Definitely come over and take a look at it. Again, they got some good pastries. I normally get guys, now I forgot what it is. I just go point to it. And they just say, okay, well, here you go. But they have other food besides the pastries. They have some good pasta, some good sandwiches, some good soup. I normally come here and get a tea, so I haven't had my tea yet. So I'm thinking go down and get me a tea, lemon tea. I'm trying to live healthy because of dealing with this heat. You never know how this heat may play effect on you, but I've heard and studied, tea is good for you. So definitely go drink you some green tea and make sure you definitely stay hydrated when you're traveling throughout this state, city, wherever you're going, because it's hot everywhere. Not just in Mississippi, it's hot everywhere. So wherever you go, stay hydrated, stay cool, stay calm. But if you want an event to come to tonight, you can definitely come on out and take a look at the SEBA women. They're playing against the Mississippi Magnolias. I'm not going to jump all into it. I'm going to let Coach talk about that. So, Coach, I know you got a game tonight. Tell us about the game tonight.
Very excited. We are playing the Mississippi Magnolias right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tip-off will be at 6 o'clock. We'll be playing in Chastain Middle School. You can find the flyer, the address. It's all on our Facebook, Instagram page at SEBA Basketball. We're asking everybody to come out and support these ladies. We definitely want to pull more exposure into the state of Mississippi. For our teams, and we're just asking for the community to just come out and enjoy a great game of basketball for sure.
Now, and speaking, I said I'm a big advocate for women's sport. That's why I kind of enjoy doing being a male speaking for women's sport. Not saying that I'm always trying to fight for the underdog, but equal rights is equal right, whatever. What do you think that as society or anyone that is in athletics to deal with sport can help? Not saying equal it out, but get women's sports on the same level as men's sports in that particular sport. Because now you have women tackle football.
Right.
You have women professional softball that's coming to be a play right now. And they definitely strong pushing. I know with the WNBA, you have the NBA players making 6-7 figures, but the WNBA players still making 5 figures. And a lot of them are playing overseas just so they can have a good living. So what is something that you feel that our discipline, I'm not trying to steal all your ideas, what do you feel that can help push women's sports to be on the same level as honestly, a lot of men's sports?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be the same idea as many others is to keep voicing out. We can't sit back in the scenes. We can't allow for the mismatch to continue. So just keep talking, keep advocating, keep pushing for that equity. Especially in those finances and pay scale. I truly would love to see WNBA ball get to a status of, and it's growing, it's getting there. It's progress, it's just slow progress. Status of the NBA status that we're seeing today. But and I thought that was so crazy. I actually looked at an Instagram post or something the other day, and one of the pranker, I can't recall his name, but he was pranking me asleep at a WNBA game. Yeah, and he actually got banned from all the NBA games. Like, buddy, you did this, but we need more people to just show respect to the game. Like, these ladies are doing the same thing that our men are doing in the NBA season. And regardless whether it's G League or whatever, they're playing sports, and there should be equity there. So keep advocating for it. Do not be silent. Keep pushing the narrative. Keep pushing the narrative.
Now, I'm gonna say I've watched women play. I said being in athletics, now, even when I was in high school, I was always involved in athletics. Being a former athlete, student athlete, I was always involved in athletics. Even if it wasn't my sport, I was still some type of way involved in it.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity in the '90s with Jackson Public Schools. I know that you're not a JPS product, but I had the opportunity of watching the Merle Mustangs play, and they had about 3 or 4 tree towers down there playing the post. This was during the mid to late '90s, but they've already had dominance. I'm just speaking of the time that I watched. Watching them play, Coach Anna Jackson was exciting because they ran up and down the court, they pressed, they did what they did, they made it exciting. So every game that they played, it was packed. Regardless, in high school, you're gonna have the boys and girls, the men and women play on the same day. And the girls' game were packed before the boys' game. Normally, the boys' game is gonna be packed, but when Murr played, the girls' game was packed just before the boys.
Yeah.
And they played a source of excitement that as I continued to matriculate through school, high school, then transition over to Jackson State, and I still saw women's sports. Basketball. I attended some of the JSU games, watched the Lady Tigers watch them play because I was attached to a lot of the women on the team through athletics and through classes and do so in support of them. And after I graduated, I had the opportunity to see the University of Tennessee with Pat Summitt, see how they play, and then had the opportunity to see Rutgers, Coach Stringer, and then here come Baylor, then here come UConn. So you see, those games were packed. They brought a lot of excitement. Then I had the opportunity to go down to Hattiesburg and see Southern Miss, and I watched the game and said, man, these girls are excited.
Right,
Now they bring excitement to the game. But the only issue they say, well, the women, they don't dunk. So why they don't dunk? So that's a dunk is a dunk. It's just like a layup. It's 2 points and you put the ball in the back. So a dunk is a dunk. So if they just don't dunk, but they can cross over and go to the bag and shoot 3-pointers and score quickly, that's the excitement that I like to see. So I think they said that they need to make the game exciting before the women can start paying attention, so the spectators can really pay attention to it. What's your opinion about
I
that?
don't agree. I feel like you was already excited because just like you stated, like with women basketball, they do a lot of the things, especially in versus NBA, WNBA, any of it. You're gonna see women doing a lot more on the skill side, like you said, the trapping, the steals, the movement, the pressing, all of this. You're gonna see that more. We tend to see that more on the women's side than you do on the men's side, and that's for even boys. And it is a much more exciting game. And then even just the level of playing with passion. I think we've set a tone in society, and it's really gotten our men and boys into this level of comfortableness where they're saying, it's always the assumption is there that, they're going to play a game and people are going to come out. But just like you said, with her, it was opposite. They're coming out for these girls because these girls are playing more passion. They're playing with a higher level there than these boys. And not to say the skill of athleticism, but when you play with passion, people are going to want to see that. They're going to be drawn to that. So I don't agree. I feel like the game of basketball for women's sports, regardless, like we're gonna bring it because society has set that standard that we got to work a little bit harder to get above and to be on the same level as our male counterparts. So yeah, I definitely agree.
Now, when growing up, when you were playing, some of us like to see a stadium full of people. Some of us don't like to see nobody there because they get nervous.
Right.
Growing up as a player, how did you feel about that?
I couldn't focus on who was in the stands. Like aside from my coach and then my mom, who was the second coach in the stand, she was the coach in the stand. I would look over there and she was, "What are you looking out here for?" Like, don't look in the stands. Concentrate. Be on the court, be present in the court. So it was never with me like I wanted a huge crowd or didn't want a crowd. It was always just once you're on that court, even beforehand, you got to get your mind right, your mindset right. You got to play ball. You're not out here to entertain fans. Because for me, it was I got to play ball to get a scholarship. I got to play ball because I know I want to go to college. I want to coach and I want to do all these things. So it was just that mindset of I can't focus on who's out there. And even when I was young, and the attempt to do it, my second coach, my mother, she would fix it. What are you looking in the stands for? Get your mind in the game. So it was a quick diversion. So I never focused on that.
Now, I played football, played basketball, ran track. I know in football, the coach always told us never look in the stand.
Right.
Never look in the stand. Keep your eye on the field, especially when you're in the game. Even when you come to silence, you're not looking in the stand because you lose focus. And because you hear people calling, hey,
so get distracted. You get distracted, and that's the thing. Like you really, you never know what feedback you're going to get from the stands. You never know. You know, you got people who are seeing it all happen. You got your coach. Your mindset should be on this court, the football field, wherever, and doing what your coach is asking you to do, like being able to execute. So definitely don't look in the stands, children. Don't look. Don't look that way.
Now, we're speaking of in reference to entertainment now. The sporting industry has become a source of entertainment. Everybody's looking out. They want to make the most money in their sport, but really don't. Some put in the work, some put in enough work, and some don't put in the work at all. Growing up, how much were you paid to play recreational ball in the neighborhood?
No, didn't get paid anything. I'm from a small town in Smithtown, and we didn't get paid to play basketball. You didn't get paid to play basketball. You went out there because you enjoyed doing it. And like I said, for some of us, it was a hey, we want this basketball. We got to get the scholarship because we know we want to go further. So you got to put in the work, and that's a lot of the mismatch that we're seeing these days. Because you know we're in 2023. Some of our younger kids, they want to microwave. They want microwave those. They want to be popped in the oven ready within 30 seconds, and not have to put in really any work. So your drive has to match up with what your aim is. Like if you're saying you want to go play in national ball, but your dedication to making practices, to being a team player, to being coachable is not matching up, who's going to pick? No one's going to want to pick you up. Your drive is going to have to match. Recruiters are looking at this. This is what they're looking at. Your drive is going to have to match your aim. So never paid to play the game of basketball.
Again, this is a more on the road with Bernard Moore, presented to by More Sports Manager. We're live at Broad Street Bakery. I-55 Furnace Road. Definitely come on by again. Get something to eat. I see Smith next minute. They got some fries. I'm probably gonna go get me some fries or something. But that's on another thing. Talking with Coach Nikita Mitchell of the SEBA League. Now, Coach, you stated when you growing up, did you when they was picking teams, say, hey, Nikita, you want to go play basketball? All right. That was my salary. Did you try to sign contract and say, what's my salary? How much am I being paid?
Did not. Definitely, as far as community and being in the community, playing ball, played a lot with my sisters, boys in the neighborhood. We would have co-ed team, and then for me, I think a lot of mine came too. I always played ball with my dad. He was a huge basketball fan, and then my uncles. We get out there and hey, we're gonna play a pickup game. Okay, I'm coming. The team will be on, and then transition into college after high school. Back then in my time, there was a protection list. Coaches within certain school districts, college coaches were able to put players on protection lists and say, hey, we want this player to come to our school and things of this nature. So being placed on that protection list, we weren't paid for it then. Back then, it wasn't NIL for high school students. None of that. It was hey, you're coming to play, and we're going to offer you a basketball scholarship and pay for your school, which was most important. So it was never pay to play in a sense. As far as money, I never had to sign a contract saying this is what I need to get in order to perform out there. Just love the game of basketball. But there are so many opportunities that can be created from there.
Now, let me ask you something. You see the athletes now, they sign these big deals, or they're holding out for more money. They want this, they want that, just for them to go do something that they enjoy doing. Personally, would you hold out if you offer the contract? This is how much you pay X year. Would you be one of the ones that hold out because you're trying to take more money?
That's a great question. Personally, I can't say that. I can't answer that question honestly, because for me it would be let me look at what my situation based. What do I have at home? What is the need? But and then too, not even that first But one, the organization that's looking at me like, I want to make sure I'm going to a great organization, a good organization that's aligned with my goals, my mission, my views. I don't want to go into an organization and they're not able, they're having issues from the head down, because that's going to trickle down into your place. It's going to trickle down into the possibility of exposure or being able to move on to WNBA or whatever. So one, evaluating the company first, the organization first. Because that's the advice I would give any young players. Know where you're going, ask questions, research before you sign in. Know what the organization is about before you jump into it, because all money ain't good money. As the saying says, all money ain't good money, and you want to align yourself with an organization that can once again help you be great, and you do the same for them. You don't want to be inside. So
Now, I'm glad the way you said it. Though, look at the organization holistically. Yeah, some people just looking at chasing that dollar.
right.
I know the founder of SEBA, the one that helped create it,
Yeah.
and I know her passion for it because she's thrown it off on me a little, and I've thrown some stuff off on her. When she approached you in reference to what she was attempting to do with SEBA, how did you feel about it?
Not intimidated, but pressure. Because just like you talked about that passion, and it definitely does come off. It overflows into other areas for sure. So pressure. But in a sense too, I would say humbling to even have somebody that's passionate about what they have. Such a great founder. At least Thomas, she sets the tone for the organization, and we have to tap into that every day. But humbling, because it's like, okay, somebody sees something in me and say, hey, I want you to be able to come in and work with these ladies, work without you. I don't take it lightly at all. So definitely humbling, but pressure is like we gotta make sure we up there.
Now, with that, is it? How can I word this? I love Coach Thomas. We're very close. We have a strong bond. Is it the competitors in you want to do well, or is it that you want to do well because of who brought it to you?
No, definitely not because of who brought it to me. Because at the end of the day, all things were made possible by God. And once again, that alignment. So definitely not trying to, hey, this has to be in a perfect status, or it has to go this way because of the founder and the tone that she set. Now, I truly believe that it's important. We want to model to our players and our children how we expect, what the expectations are. And if I'm coming in halfway and I'm not giving them my all, then I can only expect things from them. I can't expect to push them in a certain way. So for me, it's definitely hey, whatever is attached to the name of the Mitchell or Coach Mitchell, I want it to be the best for me, but not just for me in the sense of first in dealing with mentorship and just being able to provide guidance. I want to be a help to whoever comes in contact with me. I want to be able to help them build, help these kids build, help these parents build with the kids, help these young adults be able to secure things that they've been dreaming of, that they've been working towards, and help them see, have more business mind, be more knowledgeable of the business itself. So for me, it's definitely personal. It's definitely personal. Like I said, there's a lot at stake. We're dealing with human beings, and especially with these younger kids. It's so much happening in the city of Jackson. It's so much happening in Mississippi, period. So definitely being able to come in and just give it my all, because I know, one, my goal, my why, basically. I know my why, and my wife's mentorship at the beginning and at the end of the day. So whenever I'm brought into organization or school, wherever to perform any action, I'm gonna give it my all, because I know that I'm working. All
right, again, this is on the road with Bernard Moore III, presented by More Sports Management, Hill Street Bakery, I-55 Furniture. So definitely come check them out. Now, I know we talked about the basketball games tonight. I know it's hot outside. If you want something to do, definitely come on out to Chastain Middle School, 4650 Manhattan and Jackson, Mississippi. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. The Plains of Mississippi Magnolias, another local team here in the Jackson, Mississippi area, or the Mississippi area period. Come on out and support. If you're doing nothing, well, you have something to do, not just it's an invitation to you. I will be there, so you may see me running around here. So if you see me, come give me a high five or whatever. Take a picture, selfie, since we're in the technology world right now. Definitely like to take selfies. Yay! Just have fun and enjoy. It's a family family fun event. So definitely come on out and inspire, especially the young ladies, because I see that there's a drop off in preparation for the young ladies in basketball at the elementary stage, and then they get into middle school. You're a little late, but it's still time. So definitely come on and take a look at it. Be a part of the organization. For more information, you can go to SIBA, SIBA basketball.com to find more information. Now, Coach, I want to ask you now this: do you set goals for yourself going into something high, or you set goals that you feel that are reachable, and then as you reach the goal, then you continue to climb up the ladder?
Definitely have to set goals. I feel like if we don't look for areas of growth within ourselves, we get very complacent, and complacency leads to laziness and comfortability. So, and it just hinders growth. So, definitely set goals for myself, especially on the coaching aspect, and even with just life in general. Being a listener first. That I know beginning of this year, that was one of my goals of, hey, I don't always have to be so quick to talk. Be a listener first, understand first, get an understanding, and then move. But also with coaching, being a better coach, being able to analyze defenses better, being able to be a better skill development coach. That's one of the things that's still on my goal. I'm working towards every day. Is how to better myself and helping players with skill development. So I definitely have goals. Definitely write those down. Somewhere I can see them visually. And even still, once I reach the goal, it's always still room for improvement.
Now, being a coach and working with different, what's the word I'm trying to say? Different environments, different backgrounds. Do you get frustrated sometimes when working with your players and they're not doing what you advise them to do?
Tough question. I wouldn't say that frustrated is a word. Definitely when players are not performing at a level of expectation, the question is always why. What is being missed here, what is needed here to get them to that level. Evaluation. Because for me, I feel like if it's more of a frustration, I get bogged down in it, then there's not gonna be a result yield from it. Other than we just upset. You upset because you're not doing it, I'm fussing, and I'm upset because you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. So really analyze that and breaking it down and say, hey, where can we problem solve? Where can we meet the solution? How can we just be better, both sides? How can we get better? But at the end of the day, like I said, the drive got to match up with what you're aiming for. It got to match, and that's on both sides. And as coaches, that's on both sides. So evaluate. I'm going to say frustrated, but definitely makes me bring my eyes, be like, why? We got to fix this. Why is it happening?
Do you ever at times like just walking away saying, man, forget this stuff?
Honestly, I don't want to walk away from the blessings that have been given to me. But sometimes I think it is a little more disheartening when you have a goal in mind, or we see something that needs to happen, but the support is not there. So sometimes that is a little more disheartening, but even still, at the end of the day, with me, that's not really got to tap into my faith, and that's going to determine how I move. Am I going to wallow up in it and just say, hey, I'm going to walk away from it, that's it? Or am I going to find anything do I know to and get better or solution that can help us? No, I'm not going to walk away from it. Not at all. Just going to, like I said, tap into the inner strength and faith and into that higher being and try to.
Now, I like what you said about your blessings. Now I'm finna speak a little religious with you. Not trying to social religious belief or anything. Noah's Ark. We know the story of Noah. God spoke to Noah and asked Noah to do what he did. But Noah went and tried to rally the community around him. And then here comes his mental aspect of something. We've read the story. He's crazy. You know what he's talking about. It hadn't rained in years. What's going on with him. But he still followed and listened to the words of God to do what he did.
Right.
With basketball, with Seba, do you feel like Noah building it off? It was a vision given to you.
A vision given, right, proven, truly. Honestly, I wouldn't say necessarily feel like Noah in the sense of the mental, but definitely feeling like him more on the side of I have to take me out of it. It's not about how I feel or how I think I should move. I have to follow the directive. Definitely. So I would say more so tap into this side of just setting me aside. And it's not being about me.
Do you feel that way sometimes when you're out coaching? You not saying, like I said, we're not going to use the word frustration. You get to a level of discomforting or what's the word I'm searching for? You at a point where like if things are not going the way that you vision it, we're not fortune tellers. We like I said, we try to plan things out and we pray that it goes that way. When you see that things are not going the way that you planned out, does that feel like, of course, you question yourself sometimes, like, why am I doing this? Do you question yourself sometimes that way?
I don't question the why am I doing it, because like I said, I definitely know why. I know my why, and I know my reason for being in this place and in this set time and season that I'm in. But I would say definitely for me it's and I've told this to the players as well, and especially with my young ladies at school. We have to learn how to be comfortable when we're uncomfortable. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because truly, I kind of feel like I believe that if we weren't pushed into uncomfortable situations or things always went the way we wanted it to go, there would be no growth. We would be stagnant. And top of that, our faith. Where are we able to tap into our faith? Where are you able to grow in your faith if everything's always going right? So definitely for me, when things are not going the way that I would see or hope that it's going, that's when I really just gotta tap in. I gotta tap into my faith. I gotta tap into knowing that being in this uncomfortable situation is either gonna break me or it's gonna help me. And that's gonna be my decision, the mental. Am I gonna allow it to make me fold, or am I gonna find the solution and work it out and analyze it and get better? And next time I'll be able to say, okay, we're gonna avoid this because we hit it last time, we're gonna get it this time. So
let me ask you this. Now, I know as a coach, I know sometimes you don't want to be in these situations. Would you rather lose a close game or just get completely blown out?
I'd rather lose close game then. Even then, I say, look, we did halfway what we were supposed to do. It was close. We get blown. Like nobody did anything today. We weren't able to perform or meet the expectation on any of it. So, and honestly, neither. I would rather blow them out. I would rather blow the opponent out. Make them lose a close game. But if it was left down to just a one choice, then lose a close one. Because then, like, even still, we're able to look at it and say, hey, what did we miss? Maybe it was free throws. Maybe it was that last shot and somebody missed defense. Maybe we're not in shape enough. Like, hey, I can say at least halfway we missed the challenge. We only lost by 2 versus being lost by 20. So either way, still work. We done. It's lost, so we got to work.
Basketball. Which is important to you? Fundamental or skills?
Fundamentals. And when you say skills, you like athletic skills and being naturally fundamentals for me, because I feel like even still with skill, I can bring some. You can have a player that's coming in and have all the skills, but if they're not tuned into as far as like those fundamentals and they just, because I've seen this before. I had a baby 1 year, LeBron James and everything, and that's because of these video games, and he skilled enough to do it, but his fundamentals, being able to make layups and things, it was just so off and low. So for me, fundamentals, because like I said, I just want to be able to help players develop and help them be able to mentally process the game of basketball. Play smart, learn how to look at the court, learn how to understand movement and space versus, hey, I have the skill. I can come out here and be a LeBron James and I ain't got to put in any work. That player might not give me much. You gonna be the one I sit down, sit down over here with me. Versus a player who has really been developed, has really worked hard to get those fundamentals. I'll put you out there like, yeah, there you go. So fundamentals.
Entitlement. You have some players, athletes that have the entitlement mentality. The recruiting rankings, I'm not to speak of high school and some collegiate professors. The recruiting rankings has me as a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. I'm getting offers from XYZ University, and you want me to be at practice every day. How do you feel about those athletes? Because you have some athletes, they come to practice every day, but they're late. And then when they're at practice, they giving you half effort. But when game time around, when they decide, when they are able to play, they give you that full. They give you that full. All they have.
They out there limelight, work ethic, and that stems back to mental work ethic. Like if that's the mentality, and it's a, hey, I'm only gonna give it 100% because I'm out here in the game, I'm in the stand. I mean, people are in the stand. I'm able to be seen versus doing the work that's not seen, the coming practice, being on time, being a great teammate. And that's my thing. What recruiter? If I'm looking at you and that's your work ethic, ain't no way I'm not finding you because one, you're not a great. You're not a teammate. You're not a great teammate. Fairness. Thinking about, hey, how are my brothers and sisters going to feel? How is this going to affect our team from our building? Because one thing that we also push with our players is knowing who you're playing with. Know your sisters, know how they play, understand them. So if I got you and you're able to come in 30 minutes late, and I have players over here that are busting it to be on time, and you're just lax and very lax and not giving it your all. That's a break in just that team camaraderie building, and that definitely on the coaches. That will be on the coaches. We're not going to work. Hey, I don't want any players going in with that sense of entitlement. Go in with the urgency and willingness and desire to work, to outwork. And the more that you do that here and you train yourself to do that here, you're going to start seeing it over in every aspect of your life. For people who say that you can't be whatever you're trying to be in the business, say, well, I'm welcome. Show them that you can. But if you set this tone of entitlement, I'm coming in, and that's the tone for a lot of our younger children today. It's entitlement. They feel like they're deserved it and owed it already. And it's no, you have to put in the work. The work that you put in behind is literally gonna help it be even more worthwhile. Versus, I got the skill, I'm entitled to it, I can just do whatever. So definitely, we got to our mind frame. Get it out of here.
Like I stated earlier, I've told some of my players, and even my sons, I work with my sons out there playing football, basketball, and running track. And I tell them, man, the championships are not won during the season. Now, like we said earlier, sports is becoming a source of entertainment. When you practice, some coaches have open practice, some coaches have closed practice. Is there an admission to get into practice?
There is not an admission to get into practice, but our practices are closed.
But no, it's just in general. There's no admission to get in practice.
There's no admission to get in practice. There is not, like, not in the sense for players, of course, but you gotta work. You gotta have a mind and a willingness to work, man. I put the most athletic, the hardest working kid out here that I know I'll put her in on defense and she's gonna bust it versus this kid that can go in and score 20 points off just out of skill and athleticism, but not gonna play any defense. You want to sit on the bench. Like, you want to sit on the bench, you won't work. You won't work. And you gotta have that on both sides. So.
Yeah. But there is an admission to get into the game. That's scared of the game. Yeah, there's an admission. So again, the games is a source of entertainment. They're gonna have the cheerleaders out there playing. You're probably gonna have a band playing. You're gonna have music playing. But in practice, that's where the teacher, the grinding and the hustle, the bustle, the boo boos and the injuries, all this stuff happens. Now, offense. Well, I'm saying basketball. Offense or defense. Which would you prefer to have? A defender or offense?
defender every day of the week. Every day of the week versus offense. So you might say, no, that's horrible, but defense. And that's what I tell our players. We say, like, that's something we try to get them to tap into as well, like not giving up on the defensive end. You get beat on a fast break layup, bust it and get back because they like get in front of them, get a charge or try and stop the ball and they miss it. Get the block out and get the rebound. That's defense. That stems from defense. And we don't play defense. We win no game regardless of how many points we put up. You gotta play some defense. So
I know. I'm not sure if this was their strategy, but I've seen coaches. They score most of the majority of their points off of fast breaks because they're hustling and busting on defense. They're putting pressure on it. Start of the game, jump ball, tip off. They'll probably get it, go down and score. Then they come right into a full court press. And they pressure in the easy steal layup. And I was like, man, I asked her, do y'all run any type of offense?
I live it. And you have it like that, you don't have to.
and that's the thing. Again, I know legendary coach here in Mississippi, Coach Thomas. Mm-hmm. Now he had closed practice. I had the opportunity to at least go into one of the practice because I was one of the high school football coach at Lanier when he was there, and I was going to football practice, and I heard him at practice. And one day I was pulling up. It wasn't basketball season, and so I'm pulling up for practice. I see him getting on the bus. I see a lot of the basketball players. Like, Coach, they got a game today? He's like, no, Coach, we got a cross country. I'm saying that's your basketball player, but okay. But then I just thought about it. Cross country is miles and miles of running. But then when you see those players playing that basketball court, they are in shape. They run. So I said, okay, now I see why you do that.
Definitely.
And now go ahead.
It's more. I love that you said it because Reimagine Prep, AD there, and this upcoming school year, what's happening is it's a requirement for our boys and girls basketball team to run cross country. In the off season, we're gonna be in shape. We're gonna be ready to run. We're gonna be able to keep up. And I think that it was so important and just awesome that all the coaches felt the same way, that it would be a benefit rather than a hurt or hinder to the athletes. Get out there cross country, get your running in, get in shape. That way when season comes, we out here hustling and practice. We are literally able to get back and, like you said, being able to just score off of fast breaks. I love it. Run the score up at the beginning. As soon as the timer starts, we run the score up. Let's go fast breaks and like get it. So I love it. It's defense always. It's defense every day. So yeah, I think that's I love it. Go Coach Bill.
How do you feel about your athletes playing multiple sports?
Now that part, because we do have some athletes who are in other sports. And my concern is that it hurts when it comes to it. There are areas of where it helps and where it hurts, especially the conditioning part of running. That's an aid. But when it comes to their form and skills of the development that we've worked on with basketball, we start to see some changes in how they're performing, and it stems from they're playing this sport over here and it's throwing off their shot. So now we got to start back at ground zero and just going to repetition and working with you getting your shot back consistent, getting your form back right. So that's always a concern when they're playing other sports. Gosh, how's this going? This is going to affect us on this side. So trying to find a workaround.
All right, Coach. Well, we're about to get out here, Coach. Now, okay. Go ahead and tell us about tonight's game.
Like
how can they get tickets? How much it costs? Things like
that. You can get tickets. Go to our Facebook, Instagram page, secretbasketball.com. You can go ahead and get it online. Wait till you get to the building and get it at the door. We would love to see everybody out. We'll have concessions. We'll have entertainment, and hopefully I can talk Mr. Bernard into coming and introducing the starting lineup for the team with his radio voice. Being able to just have that out there. So yeah, come out and enjoy the night. It'll be a chess game at the school. Tip off at 6 o'clock. Get there early so you can get a seat because we got a lot of people coming. We want a lot of people in the stands. We just want to build community. We want to build community. Like I said, we want to bring more exposure to Mississippi. And we're going to be playing another team, Mississippi Magnolia. So we're going to put on. We're going to do more than put on the show. You're going to see some passion tonight. So come out and join us. Definitely want to thank our founder. Her vision in this and everything she's did with her drive, especially she's away playing overseas. I want to thank our coaching staff, our ladies, our parents, our Seaver Joe girls, everyone who is involved in making today happen. Thank you a million times over. Also want to thank our sponsors. I got to shout them out real quick. The Mighty Crab Jackson, Real World Ministries, Image Beauty Salon, Miss Cassandra Fantubu, Studios, Travers, They Like Donuts, Love of Learning, Intervention Service, and LT Elements. And we definitely want to shout out Mr. Bernard Moore for giving us the time to even come on his podcast to definitely push this platform and push what we're doing. Anyone who is interested in coming into the fold with Seaver, and that's if you have young children, because we do have young children who are playing as well, middle school, high school, and then if you want to come out and try out and things that they should come get in contact. It's on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see us there. So get in contact and definitely come out tonight and, like we said, enjoy a great game of basketball.
Again, we'll talk with Coach Nikita Mitchell. Now, see, God has blessed us with multiple talents, and then whenever you make connections, they want to utilize those talents to the best of them to continue to glorify God. So I'm going to use, God gave me a voice to speak. Sometimes I grew up like Moses. I had a speech impediment, but I grew out of it. And so now I never saw myself to do some of the things that I'm doing right now, but I'm going to continue to give God the glory and praise him for all that he is doing. Again, definitely come on down and check them out at Chastain Middle School, 4650 Manhattan Road at 7 p.m. The Seaver Basketball Association versus the Mississippi Magnolias at Chastain Middle School. Well, now since I've been tagged, I can't say no on live air. I guess she went and got her CDL license today, threw me up under the bus, and told me that they had to come out there and use my voice to come out there and speak and do whatever I do. But hey, that's no problem. Again, this is just God continue to make connections. So I am going to be humble and say respectfully, I'm just joking. But yes, I definitely will be there and support the Seaver basketball. Again, like I said, Coach or the founder, she's helped me out with some things, and that's just return the favor just to help out. But even if she haven't done anything for me, I think this is a good vision that she has and what she's attempting to do. So I definitely am there in support to go ahead and get things done, help her out with that. But wow, boy, we had so much fun. So now it's time to go ahead, and I need to go get me some tea so I can rest my voice. Coaching me, Fred B. Fossil, all that stuff. So since they want to utilize my voice now, but again, I thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore, the third presented to you by More Sports Management. Again, we thank you guys for your support. Definitely come on out to Chastain Middle School and take a look at some fantastic basketball. Some women basketball at 6 o'clock. Definitely come on out. And you know how we do. We're about to see you guys soon. 1+1 equals deuces.